Alright you guys, so I'm going in with the dark foundation palette. I've already put some chapstick on my lips. I'm going in with that color at the bottom, and I'm just using one of my eyeshadow brushes to apply this color all over. And this is going to act as a base, and I'm doing the same thing on both sides. And then I'm going to go in with the high definition powder that's supposed to be for under my eyes. I'm going to use that to set this foundation so it won't crease. And I'm just putting this all over. Alright, and then I'm going into this palette, and I'm going to go in with that lighter color and a fluffy brush, and this is going to act as my transition color. And so I'm just going to blend that through, and that's going right above my crease. And then I'm going to take a angle brush and that light color at the end, and that's going to act as my brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to put that on both sides. Alright, and then I'm going in with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to use that matte color, and I'm going to just use that as my crease color, and I'm going to put that halfway on my lid, kinda, and all the way through to the end on the other side. I'm going to spray my brush, and I'm just going to use the E.L.F. setting spray, and I'm going to use that gold tone, and I'm going to place this on my lid. And it's just going to help it be kind of bright. I'm going to bring that over to my inner tear duct. I'm going to go down into your crease area. And I'm going to do this on both sides. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with that gold tone on the other side of that same brush. And I'm just going to place this right in the middle to kind of help this eyeshadow pop just a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going in with the darkest color on the end and kind of smoking it out just a little bit more. And I'm just going to blend that all the way in. Alright, and then I'm going to take that smudge brush, and I'm going to take that darker color at the end, and I'm going to use that on my bottom lash line. And this is going to act as my liner since I'm not actually going to use one. Alright, and then I'm going in with the tip of that same brush I used for my lid color, and I'm just adding in some of that light shimmer color as a highlight. Alright, let's get into our liner, and then we will also... Alright, and then I'm going in with my jumbo eyeliner pen. And hopefully this comes out good, but I think it came out pretty well. And I'm just lining my line. I'm going to give myself just a little wing. And this is really black, so I'm actually really loving this color. Alright, so I think it came out really well. Alright, so I'm just using some mascara, and I like to go over and under, then fluff it back up. I'm also going to attempt to put some on my lower lashes, and if you all have any tips about anything I can do to kind of help my lower lashes pop some, just kind of let me know down below in the comments. And I'm just doing the same thing to the other eye. Alright, so that's the completed eye look. And I'm going to go straight into the foundation part. Alright, so I'm using the Ulta Hydro Prime as my primer. And I'm going to use the dark palette. And I'm going to use that color right there with a sponge. And make sure you get enough all so you can dab it all over. And if you have to go back in, use the other side so you won't contaminate your palette. And you don't want to rub this in, you want to kind of pat it into your skin. And I think this color really matched me really well, so I'm really happy with the results. And I'm just patting this all over. Make sure you get your chin to make sure everything blends in really nicely and you won't have a line of demarcation. Alright, next I'm going into the concealer to kind of use under my eyes since I have some dark circles. And I'm going to use that color that kind of has a red tone into it. So I'm going to put that down and then I'm going to put a lighter tone on top. Alright, and I'm just patting this in. Alright, and then I'm going to go into that light palette and I'm going to use that darker creamy color all the way to the end. And I'm going to just take my sponge, get enough on there, and I'm going to dab that up under my eyes, down my nose, my forehead, cupid's bow, and chin. And then I'm just going to go in with some of that darker color, and I'm going to contour a little bit with that. I'm just going on my cheekbones, side of my nose, and then a little bit on my forehead. Alright, and then I'm going to take my little beauty blender that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to wet that with my setting spray, and then I'm not going to mix it or wipe it in. I'm going to actually pat it in like I've been doing. And I'm using the pointy side to make sure I can get around my eye. And then I'm taking the bigger part as I turned it around, and I'm going to blend out that contour. Alright, and then whenever you use a cream, make sure you set it. I'm going to use my black Radiance powder in Ebony. And I'm just going to go along the same contour that I put in down for cream. And that's another E.L.F brush that I'm using. Alright, and then I'm going to use a clean eyeshadow brush. And I'm just going to use my pressed powder in the color Warm Tan from Ulta. And I'm just going to go along and set the highlight. And for the under eye, I'm going to try the high definition powder. And I just tapped it into the top, and I'm using that same brush on the other side. And I'm just going through and setting that concealer on the bottom. And it came out really nice. It's not too heavy or anything. So I'm really liking this one. Alright, so that's the face. I'm going to go in with the highlight palette. And I'm going to use that goldish tone. And I'm just going to go and just do a little bit of highlighting. I'm not a real big fan of blush, so you all rarely ever see me use blush. I love just highlighting. And I think this came out really nicely on my skin. I'm going in with a little bit of that bronzer in the color Bora Bora. And I'm going to just spray and set. And you all, this is the completed look. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment space down below. Don't forget to thumbs this video up and subscribe.